Hey guys, Banana Luck here. Welcome back to another Watch Our Realms video. We're back with a Conqueror Codex video, and this is a video I haven't done in a while because we haven't gotten any of the new units up to the last few weeks, where we put Azeroth, Valara, and also the free Vlad Dracula that we got from the events, which surprisingly does very well in this stage. If you can see just from the damage alone, he's doing top damage here. It's split between him and Valara, but I do have to say that he is at the front doing most of the damage for like I think 70% of the run. That's why I can see the damage distribution is more skewed towards him, but in all honesty, this entire team together is what allows us to actually hit this level of scores. And obviously, if you have units like, if you have High Awakening on these units, you will do what much better. You can see, I think I'm probably the only one with like A0 Azeroth at the top here. Valara is not A5 as well, so that contributes a bit in terms of, the scores that we can actually reach with what we have here. But yeah, this is definitely a notch higher than what we've had in the last Codex run, especially with Vlad added inside. So yeah, let's head in without further ado, show you guys how this run works and how we managed to reach the scores that we're taking a look at earlier. So one very important thing is the way that this Codex run starts. And with all Codex stages, I've always said time and time again that the faster you start the boss rush phase, the more points you can actually get. And I don't think anyone but Azeroth can actually clear as fast as what you're about to see here. You can see he has 3x3 tower range. He basically can take a swipe and wipe out the entire wave as it spawns. No other unit can do this. You can put Magda, you can put Valara, Cerberus, all of them will be way slower. So yeah, you can just see that in action here. You can see it's just one tap and he's smacking all of his mobs out of existence here. There is kind of a bug here where the boss rush phase doesn't start automatically. It could be due to the fact of how fast we're actually clearing this, that the timer somehow doesn't register that. Normally after that last wave, you should hit 0%, but this is not the case, so yeah. We have to instead wait. And yeah, these mobs do lesser damage than usual. And then I'm just waiting. One more swipe. And yeah, we're gonna start placing down all the rest of the units. Actually, we're gonna wait for a bit for the scores to come up before we actually do anything here. There we go. So yeah, boss rush phase typically starts at about 429 when we had our last runs. So this is definitely way better than what we had originally, especially with how fast Azeroth clears. I think that's the reason why you're seeing other team comps not doing as well, because Azeroth just has that head start that, no other team can actually achieve. So yeah, we're gonna move Valara actually here for a second. Oops, I shouldn't have turned on auto ultimate. Because at the end of the day, we are gonna have to hold our ultimates midway through the run to get the optimal timings that allow Cerberus to stay alive as long as possible. So yeah, just gonna let this roll out for a bit. So Vlad can stay there. What we're gonna move is Valara instead. Over here. And at the 2-minute mark, we will put Cerberus down. And you can see what to do next. You can see Azeroth, even in Devourer mode, still is doing quite a decent chunk of damage on the top wave. And now we can go ahead and put Cerberus down. See how this goes. Now we just wait at about 1 minute 30 seconds. That's when we're gonna pop the Valara ultimate. Go. It's gonna help to play out quite a bit of the wave. And when the big hot comes with the next batch of AoE mobs, that's when we're gonna pop some of these ultimates to just stall the rest. Valara's ultimate is slightly earlier than the rest because we kind of need the waves to be cleared in time. So I'm gonna swap Azeroth back to Destroyer mode. And we're also gonna put Magda's ultimate on here. And now we're gonna switch him to Devourer mode again. And yeah, it's just rinse and repeat of holding up as long as we can here. Unfortunately, Cerberus dies a bit earlier there. But yeah, we're gonna just see how far this run can bring us. It's supposed to hold out as long as possible, ideally to like die around this timing instead. And that's when most of the damage will come out anyways. I'm gonna swap Valara to the back, still receiving the penetration buff from Magda. And then we're gonna swap Azeroth as well. And I'm gonna do Blood right in front of Magda here. So you can still receive the penetration buff. And then we're just gonna do all the ultimates from here. There we go. So not my highest score. I think what happened there was that Cerberus died a bit too early. Probably should have popped the ultimate, get a bit of slows going. He does have ultimates with his slow, but that's the run. Pretty straightforward. Obviously, you have to do a bit of trial and error. That's how Cerberus always works. If you have him die a bit later, then the scores are just going to jump up quite significantly due to the fact that he can actually do more damage to the later waves. But yeah, that's basically how it works out. Azeroth clearing out the front waves very quickly, and then towards the end, you just have Magda, Azeroth, as well as Valara dishing out tons and tons of damage that can stall until Azeroth can come up. Cerberus can get his ultimate off, and then after that, you can switch Azeroth back to Destroyer mode to finish up the last waves again. So yeah, very straightforward run. This is new in terms of the fact that we are no longer running the chaotic teams. Those are just not in meta anymore. You can see that Azeroth is almost everywhere in this lineup. So yeah, let's take a look at gear now, because gear is pretty important in this particular run, given that we have Vlad Dracula, but let's talk about that when we get there. So the best in slot gear for Azeroth is gonna be Cataclysm, especially when he is able to dish out many normal hits in these runs. He also has the Cursed Cult Ring, but there's no other exclusives that you can get on the other slots, so there's that. And then we have the Eye of Sin artifact on him, obviously. You can try out Wailing Skull to get these spawns, but I don't think that's ideal because you're missing out on about 30% AoE damage, which he'll benefit much more on, and he doesn't need to consume that many mobs because with this team, you can clear out the waves pretty consistently. Then the next unit is going to be Cerberus. You can use Soba Arcana, you can use Hell's Lament as well. I use the Hell's Lament with the Cursed Cult Ring, and then obviously no attack speed on the left side at all, so we can maximize attack. And then yeah, Lunacy Visor, just for him to survive a bit longer. Magda, Soba Arcana, because I don't have a better Cataclysm set. If you have a Cursed Cult set, you can throw that on her. And then Eye of Sin artifact. And then with Valara, Cataclysm, obviously, with the Ascetoris Ring. And then we also have the exclusive artifact. And that's pretty much it. In terms of her gear, nothing too fancy. I don't think you need to go that much Rage Regen. This is just the set I have where, Rage Regen is just on the banger. Alright, then last not last, but second last one, Ardea, Soba Arcana, obviously, bit of Rage Regen, and we chose Shadowed Heal here because towards the end you don't really benefit from Realm Tear. I think Shadowed Heal gives you much more benefit, especially getting that 20% damage boost straight up. And then last but not least, we have Vlad Dracula. So this is the more interesting set. He is HP scaling, so make sure you don't put him on normal DPS set. We have tons of HP on him here, attack speed, crit rate, as well as crit damage. On the left side, this is a crit rate, crit damage, attack speed, and HP bonus weapon. And then on the chest plate, it's attack, crit damage, attack speed, and HP bonus. You could do without the attack bonus, but this is just the set I've thrown together. And then HP on the left side with your normal crit rate and all that going on. That's the best way that you can build him. If you have HP, flat HP instead of attack bonus, that's obviously the best possible gear that you can have on him. And then obviously his exclusive artifact has the extra HP and also the War Frenzy that he gets when doing that counter attack, which give him the reduced attack interval. So yeah, that's it for the video. I don't think there's any science behind this. It is pretty straightforward. It all boils down to what sort of gear you have, what awakenings you have, and that will determine how far you can push. I haven't really pushed that much, to be honest. This is just a very quick run that we've managed to put together. So placements could change. There could be better teams and lineups that we see in the next 2 weeks. But yeah, if you have any questions, leave it down in the comment section below. More than happy to answer them. And yeah, see you in the next video. Goodbye.